glad you could join me here today. Today we are making our Authentique Calendar March Desk Calendar set. So I have another video that I'll link to at the end of this one where we make the January, February, but it's time to make March, just as I promised. So we're going to start out with a 6" by 12" piece of paper. You are going to score this at 6 and at 3 and fold this, and this makes our easel card base. Then on the inside, you're going to just very lightly maybe trim 1/8 inch off the March calendar, and then I just split it between these two panels. So these are each about 2 7/8 inches by 5 7/8 inches, and just glue that down. Then this is from the back side of, I think this is the Sentiments panel, might be the Images panel. Anyway, it's in the March set, and I just glued this down, and this is our background piece for our hidden pocket and pull out folio and all that good stuff. So I did change the design up a little bit. Last time we used hinges. This time I just went ahead and cut from the colored cardstock that comes with the March calendar kit, a 6 1/4 by 6 1/2 piece, and then scored it 1/2 inch. You trim out your corners here, and to me this is just a little bit easier and quicker than the hinges for this particular application. Then we're just going to glue those corners together. Just a little dab, and I use Art Institute Dries Clear Adhesive. And just crease along here. And this is our hidden pocket panel, which is why we didn't go 6 1/2 by 6 1/2, because the front side is left open. So place your adhesive on your hinges here. And we're just going to center this over this micro dot pattern, so we have an even border. And that looks great. There's our hidden pocket. See? Very cool, right? So then we also have a pocket that serves as the break for the easel card. And for this, I cut a 5 1/2, and I want to say this is, 8" piece of this shamrock print. I scored it at 5 1/4, and folded. And this is going to be our pocket right here. And this time I did just make little hinges. This is a really quick way to make a pocket. These are just 1" by, I forget what, but it's just 1/8 of an inch shorter than the depth of the pocket. And then we just fold those like this, place our adhesive, line it up, okay. The main thing is you want to make sure that you don't have them sticking out the sides here. You want those hinges to be hidden in there. And I'm just going to hit this with a touch of Gathered Twigs Distress ink. And then you just put your adhesive on those gussets, fold, and this allows you to put way more in this pocket than you would be able to otherwise. Place your adhesive on the back. And this is a great design. I'm using it for this calendar collection, but really you could use this for any paper collection, any theme. These make great birthday gifts. There's our pocket. Now what goes in the pocket? Well, I took this ledger card. Oh, you could put this in either way, but just for visual, I'm going to put it in this way. And this makes a great journaling spot. You could write down here dates for birthdays, special events, all that. So this is a really cute piece. I'm just making sure those channels are open, and they are, but it's also really practical. And then we'll go ahead and put this beautiful Irish lassie in her fancy hat in. And the neat thing is you can use these as photo mounts. So those go in this pocket. And then I made these two little wallet-sized folios. And these are just 3, I want to say they are 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 by 12. And I matted the 3x4 image on just a tiny bit of the colored cardstock, put it down there and scored so that it was even. And I will give you the measurement. I didn't measure, I just eyeballed it. So it's 4.5, and then score again at 4.5, and you're going to have this little wee flap. And what we're going to do here is make this a little pocket. It fits just about perfectly. So a little adhesive here, here, and here. Glue this down. And of course, that's the most basic way in the world to make a pocket. And then we're going to stick our leprechaun in there because he's cute. And then just to break up all of this pattern in the center, I'm going to put just a tiny bead of glue on the side and put this here, and then photo can go back behind that. So there's one folio, the other one is exactly the same. I used both of the silhouette images for that. So these all live in the pocket. And then in our hidden pocket, let me move this out of the way so I have room to work. This is a 5 1/4 by 10.5 piece of paper that I scored in half at 5 1/4. And then I used a Spellbinders die, which I have somewhere. This is a Nestabilities, this is the Labels 18, and die cut this, cut it in half, and this is going to be our pull tab. So I'm just going to glue this on the side of this folio. I want to look inside to make sure I'm straight. Then I'm just going to place adhesive here and adhesive here. And this is going to glue right on top of that. And then, so you can see that's hidden. And then on the inside, this is just a 5 by 5 square of the colored cardstock that comes with the collection. I took a little scrap to make this little side belly band. I just wrapped it around the back and glued that down. And this is going to be centered right over here. And this just breaks up all that pattern. So now you have these cute tickets that come with the collection, and you can just kind of stick those in there for fun. Or you can glue one of them on the belly band and then put the other one over here if you want. I kind of like the way that looks better. So just a little bit of glue on the back of that, because I'm not gluing to the base, just to the belly band. And then on this one, I'm just going to put a tiny bead right here, and this is going to go over here in this corner. Cute, cute, cute. Then on the cover, this is the 4 by 4 image. I matted it on the green cardstock. Then I cut a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, I think. Oops, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 of the dot, matted it, then put in a little piece of cream cardstock just to lighten things up. Provides a little accent, and then this is going to glue on the cover. Just like that. Now, you could put a button over here. If you have clover charms, you could do that. I am going to put one of these pretty little birdie Amor Mio flowers on there because I just think they're lovely. And just glue that right down. Then this slides right into that hidden pocket, nice as you please. And then this is your pull tab, and the flower actually keeps it from falling inside and getting lost. So that is the inside. For the back, I just did another 5 7/8 by 2 7/8 of a patterned paper. Now we're ready to start decorating this pocket, which is actually going to serve as the break for our easel. And I'm just going to take all these things out because it'll be easier to work with. This is 1/2-inch score tape. I put it along the top of the pocket. And then I'm going to place this moss shimmer satin ribbon from Really Reasonable Ribbon right along there. So now that fits. Then I'm going to take a little bead of my Dries Clear adhesive and go right along the top of my ribbon. And I'm going to lay down this pretty white crochet lace just to provide that little extra touch. And here's a good tip for you. I love binder clips. I keep them, a whole bunch of them in my studio because they are very handy for when you are doing things like this. And I will use these to hold this ribbon in place, and I can move on with my life. Just like that. So there's a good tip for you. Then for this part of the card, I just cut another 5 7/8 by 2 7/8 and then matted the shamrock on both green and cream. And when I mat, I just go slightly larger. It depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I want a thick mat, sometimes I want a thin. This time I wanted it thin, just to break up pattern, to keep things from looking muddled. That's my personal choice. If you hate to mat, then don't do it. But I personally like the way it makes things look finished. Then this is our focal image, this beautiful Celtic harp player. But I've got a couple of these cute tags, and I want to tuck these back behind like this. So what I like to do is overlap these and just put my adhesive between the two layers. I'm going to tuck these behind my harpist like this. All right. And then I'm going to take stamps from the collection and overlap those. I wanted the shamrock and the harp here. And they're just going to go like this, which I like a lot. And then this is my sentiment. You are the pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. And this is why I need to figure out where all this needs to go. Okay, these are going to go over on the side. Got it. See, that wasn't so hard. So now, you want to make sure that you don't glue over the break, because then your easel won't bend. So I'm just going to leave a little border of that shamrock paper. Get her straight. I like that. And then over here, you are the pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. And I'm going to take some waste chipboard, and I'm sorry, I should have had this done in advance. I just want this to be popped up a little higher. bottom. So I'm going to put one bow on the top corner of my sentiment panel. And then green and gold is classic for St. Patrick's Day. So I just tied a couple of little gold metallic string bows. And come in and put another one of these lovely flowers right there. Then to balance that, I want to put another bow down in this corner. And you can always come back and fluff the bow after you've placed it. I call it fussing the bow. And then I did another little gold string bow here. But you can see how easy it is to create really beautiful pieces with this collection. Everything is kind of there for you. You just put it together and it's wonderful. Then these look like shamrocks to me, these gold buttons. I think they're really cute. And I want to kind of put them on our pocket, almost like cuffs on a shirt. This time I did not fussy cut the month like I did last time. So get that first one down. There we go. Second one down. Let's put a flower here. And then tuck another one right in here under the bow. It's kind of peeking out. And that kind of ties all of our loose ends together. And I want another one here. Really good. Yeah, I think I need another one there to balance that. And now we've got this beautiful curve, which is something I love. So let's put the whole thing together. Here goes our folio in our hidden pocket. And then all the goodies that go in here. So fun. And I mean, you can put photos, this is just like a little mini, up here you could actually write on the calendar special birthdays and holidays and things like that. But there it is. Super pretty for March. I just love it. I love this collection. So thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna go get my craft on. Bye.